Today's short, intense moment at Ciutat Esportiva says more about Barcelona's immediate season than a full interview ever could. A day that was supposed to be quiet, a public holiday, a rest day on the schedule, instead became the scene of a small, deliberate rebellion. 4 players arrived early, hit the gym, and worked while the rest of the squad took a break. That quartet, Frenkie de Jong, Alejandro Balda, Wojciech Szczesny and Andreas Christensen, weren't there for a photo op. Each arrival carried its own backstory and its own stakes. For de Jong and Balda, both nursing fitness issues, it was about shaving time off recovery and proving to medical staff and the manager that they're serious about returning sooner rather than later. For Szczesny, who has been serving as backup and waiting for chances behind the younger Jong Garcia, turning up on a holiday is a practical message. Stay ready because opportunity can appear without warning. And for Christensen, fresh from international duty where he even found the net, the gym visit stitched into a larger argument. Fight for minutes, don't wait for them. What makes the scene harder to dismiss is that Hansi Flick himself showed up. Flick is a coach who speaks as much through actions as through words. His presence on a day he normally encourages rest is a nuanced signal. It can be read as admiration for the players' work ethic, but it's also a tactical nudge. An insistence that preparation here matters because margins in La Liga are tight and selection decisions are being made now. With 3 intensive sessions scheduled before the weekend's clash with Valencia, every extra rep and every minute of recovery now carries weight. A manager, seeing certain faces, catching someone moving well in the gym, or noting an injured player's progress can all subtly tilt the balance when the team sheet is printed. So what are the realities behind the headlines? First, fitness races are real and visible. De Jong's return timeline affects midfield balance. If he accelerates his comeback, Flick gains an experienced controlling presence that can change how Barcelona build from midfield. Balda's quicker recovery would restore a natural width and directness on the left flank, a tactical element that's not easily replicated. Szczesny, by staying sharp, keeps pressure on the goalkeeping pecking order. When backups refuse to be rusty, coaches are forced to consider form over narrative. Christensen's international confidence could translate to club minutes, especially with a busy schedule coming up and a coach who values reliability. Beyond the individual battles, there's a collective message. When a few players choose work over rest, it resets standards inside a dressing room. It tells fringe candidates that selection is negotiable and that starting spots are not guaranteed by reputation alone. It also tells fans something important. The squad isn't complacent. For a club that measures itself by trophies and perennially high expectations, seeing that mentality on a holiday is both reassuring and provocative. Reassuring because it signals hunger, provocative because it forces healthy competition for places. There's a second-order effect to watch for. How Flick handles minutes and rotation. If training performances in the next 3 sessions are considered, we might see unconventional decisions against Valencia, earlier returns for those who've accelerated recovery, or surprise benchings for those who skip the gym. Tactical tweaks could arrive as micro-changes, a different midfield pivot for stability, a full-back swap to inject energy, or a goalkeeper choice that prioritizes form. Those micro-changes can add up. Football seasons are often decided by small margins and unexpected selections. For supporters watching this week, the narrative is now clear. Pay attention to the training snippets, the pre-match list, and the first whistle. That quiet morning at the Ciutat Esportiva was more than dedication. It was an audition, a promise, and a provocation all rolled into one. Barcelona's season doesn't turn on a single gym session, but momentum is fragile and messages matter. When players choose to work while others rest and a coach turns up to watch, it reshapes conversations in the dressing room and among the fans. In short, this holiday hustle could be the spark that alters who starts, who fights for minutes, and how Barca approach the games that follow. And in a league where every point counts, that might be exactly the difference the club needs.